Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's clip, I'd like to give you a quick tip on how you can bind your Mavic Mini to your controller if you ever need to do that. Now normally that's not something you ever have to worry about. These come from the factory paired up already, so you should be able to pull them out of the box, power them up, and go out there and have fun flying. But there are occasions where that relationship between the two might get broken. Maybe you've reset the controller, or you've had to replace the drone, or something else weird has happened and they no longer know about each other. So the process of telling the controller what specific drone it should be controlling takes a couple of seconds to do. And once you do that, it's got persistent binding, which means it should stay paired for life. Unlike a lot of the smaller drones where every time you power them up, you've got to go through that binding exercise, once these are paired, you should be in really good shape. And the process is really simple. Before I get into it though, I want to explain a little bit more about how the system works, because DJI is using enhanced Wi-Fi on this product, and that sounds like a really complicated thing, but essentially what it means is the controller, when it first powers up, is sniffing all the Wi-Fi bands in the area you're located, and it's finding the one with the least amount of interference and the strongest signal. Once it finds that, it locks onto that. Then it starts talking to the drone to say, hey, I found the frequency we should be flying on. Make sure you lock into that frequency. Once the drone says, yep, I've got it, they start flying and you're off and running. The problem is, if they get separated and the binding breaks, the controller will find that frequency, but it won't know who to talk to send that information. So making sure they're paired up is really critical. And again, that's something that happens from the factory. You probably will never have to worry about this, but trust me, if you need to figure this out, I want to make sure you have the instructions on how to do it. So there's two ways you can do that, and you start with the controller, and you can instigate the binding either through the software, or you can do it physically on the controller. And I'll show you the software way first. I like using the physical way because it's just pushing on a button and start the binding process. But in essence, you'll start it from the controller. Once you put it in binding mode, then you'll instigate the binding on the aircraft, and the aircraft will listen for that binding signal and actually pair up with the controller. So to start the binding process, turn it on, go into your DJI Fly app. Let me open that up. And once you're in the application, you'll notice three dots in the upper right-hand corner. You'll tap those three dots. That'll bring up the main menu. And on that main menu, I have a couple of different titles across the top: shortcuts, safety, control. You want to tap on control, and that'll bring up a menu where you have a lot of adjustments. If you want to go to the bottom of that, you'll see connect to aircraft. If you tap that, this will start beeping like crazy. And once it's beeping, then you're going to go to the drone, and on the bottom of the drone, you're actually going to push the power button and hold it. So you push this down and hold it till you hear it beep. Now don't do that now, because I'm going to show you how to actually start the binding over here from the hardware, but you're going to bind the drone the same way in both circumstances. All right, so now if you don't want to use the application, or maybe you haven't got access to the application, the way you can start the binding on the remote without using the application is actually to hold down on the power button until you hear a beep. So you're going to hold down on this power button. It's already powered up. Hold on it. Hear that beep? Now it's in binding mode, and it's looking for the drone. So now to tell the drone, hey, there's a binding going on, pay attention, you do the same thing on the drone. So you push down on the power button and hold it till you hear it beep. Hear it beep? Now it's talking to it. It's trying to find it. It's communicating what band it should be talking on. It takes about 5-10 seconds. There you go. You'll get a double beep here, you'll get a double beep on the drone, and that's all there is to it. And again, this isn't something you have to do an awful lot, but it's super important you understand how to do that in case these two get separated and you have to rebind the drone to the actual aircraft. So that's pretty much all I had today. I'm going to be doing a lot of these quick tip clips, which is really hard to say, to give you all the information you need to understand how to use the drone and sort of the procedures around some of the funky things that may happen with your drone, so you're prepared in case you need to do something later on. So thanks an awful lot for watching. If you have anything you want me to cover in these quick tips, please drop it in the comments below, or if you have any other questions about the Mavic Mini, happy to answer those as well. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, happy flying.